control my fingers.
Do you know how to mobile computer?
Learn to control your
I
fingers.
don't.
You just need to scoot over.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm
There
like,
you go.
Dude,
way off to the side.
you know how drunk I am.
On a scale of 1 to 10, very.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I am at least an 11.
Shut up, Peck.
Who is Peck?
Okay, so Peck,
That's Brendan Peck.
Yeah, Peck is Brendan Peck.
Yes.
Turn all that
Oh.
down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my phone on to silent.
There we go.
Just to
yeah.
make sure.
So yeah, I will blanketly already say this. Sorry for being as late as we are.
Yep.
We literally just got done recording a game.
Yep.
That's partially my fault.
Okay, but
were
like,
were you the cause of no longer having electricity?
yeah,
running
the
through
blackout.
The house?
Okay,
No,
wait,
no.
We're going to save that for the episode proper, all right? Because I still haven't hit the Audacity record
The
button.
bump.
So this isn't this is the YouTube only part of it.
Welcome to the YouTube only part.
Yeah, see, this is what people, they should come over to the channel
You
and
gotta
subscribe for.
You gotta tune in and find out what all this is about.
Hey, the first day I subscribed. Okay, don't be looking at me like that.
I'm wondering. See, now I'm sitting here trying to look over the last subscribers and go like, which one was you?
Probably the one that says "pair with me."
Then I don't remember seeing it.
Either that or it says Ethan. So.
No. So okay. So I'm going to come over to the. Oh, that's right. I also need to make sure that's available so that way you can put that over there, because I hear
That's
you all
fair.
when every time you guys sit there and go like, "There's so much banging on the table." Well, hopefully there won't be that much.
So I have a coaster for my water,
I have a coaster for.
and then my mug has a coaster built into it.
Does that have more water in it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how much water you actually.
I have double mint water. it's like double mint gum, but double mint
fashion.
water.
Hey,
Double
don't
the
talk about
hydration.
gum. You might scare someone.
You know what? Shut up. All right, I'm not that bad. All right, y'all can suck nuts.
Stefan just starts breaking out.
So yes, okay. Now that we're finally there, I'm going to move this over here because I did a thing and it almost broke. Dear God.
That is not what we do.
Welcome to my life.
Well, that's your life.
Candace touches everything and it breaks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Well, I mean,
that's
I was-
already broken.
I
so
was broken before,
you
so
break something that's already broken.
Maybe it'll fix him.
I don't think that's how it works. It just shatters it even more. It turns it to dust.
Nice. So now that I've actually hit that button,
Oh, snap.
I've got one last thing to go and do, which is now I'm just going to move this one over here.
Yeah.
So if we want to go and refer to things on the internet, I'll have one heck of a time doing that.
I know none of you guys can actually see what he's talking about, but this right there is a thing. So
Well, like thankfully, some of the people that are in chat right now, like they have been on the podcast or are part of the team, so they know how difficult my job.
Shut
always
up,
is.
Peck.
I don't know who you are, Peck, but I'm sorry for her comments.
Oh, you
Don't be.
Okay, so this is the Tyler sobering up hour.
This is the not so happy hour.
Yeah. We're gonna get to that, which I will say. Welcome to episode 146 of the Crack Brain Podcast. Shut up! I do this. This is not a new thing. This gesture happens a lot, and I hate you all.
See, guys, we gotta bring it up to the next level. You gotta double it up.
No, it's bad because they do.
No, because then it just seems like skibidi, so it's like.
Just gonna sit here like. I hate you both. All
new.
three of you all.
I can't be hated. I'm new, okay?
It's not yet.
It's like work again. I'm new. I can get away with anything.
Right, I will allow
Well,
it.
see, I thought that at first too, but then I joined the team.
So yes, okay, and The mic should be on. Mine might be a little bit back since I'm like the furthest distance, but all microphones should be on.
Mine doesn't have
Mine-
an on button.
They're on. And I can tell that the waves are working, because, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
So,
they're on.
they're on, Carly. What?
They're
What?
on.
Your
What?
audio on.
You shut up. So, yes, I am your host, Stefan, sitting to podcast. I'll go podcast right first.
I'm Candace.
I am Tyler.
Just barely.
Tyler is barely Tyler at the moment.
Look, we finally got Team Kawaii on.
Yes, we finally got both Candace and I on here
Yeah.
for the Team Kawaii
For
cast.
the Kawaii raid.
Yeah, we look. I've been trying to make sure that. God, I'd see every time I now do this, I'm now just horribly self-conscious. All right, I've wanted you guys back over on the podcast for a while now. It's just taken. We've been busy with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
so.
been so crazy. Like, not just you, but like me and Candace have been crazy busy too.
It's been a thing. And sitting over. So this guy over here. All right, you haven't seen him.
Or have you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Boom roasted.
He's been saying this all day. I only barely know what it means.
My name is Michael Scott.
Yep.
Nice to meet you all.
Right.
I've been calling you the wrong name all day.
So
Give
wait,
her-
wait.
No, I know,
Wait.
no. Give him a minute.
Hold on a sec, guys. Are we supposed to call him Michael, or are we supposed to call him Scott, or are we supposed to call him Ethan? Because I've been calling him Ethan this whole
You
time.
can call me Michael Hunt.
Michael, where did Hunt come
Let's see if
from?
anybody can
I'm
figure this out.
so confused.
Here's been bad. Like, okay, I call him Mission Impossible.
I call. Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it.
My name is Ethan Hunt.
His name is
That's
literally
my actual
Ethan
name.
Hunt. All right. So it doesn't help that while we're on forklifts, I hope that you can't hear this. I really hope you can't. But like, if you're in front of me and I happen to be behind you, every single time I'm like, dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna have to start listening for that. Jesus.
It's like every time. Sometimes I'll see you look back and I'm like, I didn't do it.
At least I'm gonna sneak up behind you and be like, "What were you saying?"
So yeah, it's like, so Ethan I work with over at the place that I work with at, and then you
That
joined
was a
us.
sentence.
It was a sentence. I'm rather proud of it. And then you joined us for what at first was going to be just like sitting in on the games, and then you found out that we were going to be playing Sea of Thieves, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going back and getting my PC.
Like,
It was a 2-hour drive.
Oh,
My tires went flat, and it was a long drive, but so worth it.
Well, it's like, okay, getting your message, which I didn't get your message that you were on your way probably for about 10 minutes after you sent it.
Yep.
And then the next message that you sent, which was the ordeal that happened that I want to know about, because all I really saw was like, yeah, I'm back on my way, tire flat. And I'm just like, explain.
So I was driving home. I don't know if any of you guys know downtown Salt Lake,
Yes.
but I was heading onto the 215, about to go onto the 201. It's that last curve on the S curve on the 215 heading north.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I went from 80 to 60 miles an hour and could not go over that. I was like, what's going on? I got my music blasted, windows are up. I'm just like, what's going on? So turn down the music and all I hear is I pulled over, look, my tire's so flat. It's got a hole about this big.
Jeez.
And that hole goes through the tire
Oh.
onto the other side. Not like through, like, say this is the tire right here, doesn't go through this way. It goes through this way.
What did you do to your tire?
How-
Did you
My
run
tire
over
has
a
been losing
deer?
air for a little bit for like the last 2 months. And I was
You
planning,
probably should have got that looked at.
I was planning on getting the tire changed out this week, or at least looking into it.
And
I
then
didn't
it,
even make it home.
and then it went flat.
Yeah. So now I have a spare on there, all the way from Magna all the way down to here. and I have to make that trip back again. So let's hope my tire doesn't get too hot.
Okay, so I've had to do that before. Just go to Discount Tire.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I did. They took care of me really well. They took care of my flat. They changed my tire, everything.
This is not sponsored.
No.
No, not at all. But that's what I did. So they did a good job.
Yeah. My roommate has a couple of tires, so I might see if I can steal some from him. But if not, that's where I figured out to go. So.
Yeah.
Well, great. I no longer feel completely bad that you decided to come over on our like half day off and be like, yeah, this is gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna go and watch gaming, and then have a flat tire.
So this is the worst part. So I messaged him before I left. I was like, do you want me to bring anything? And he said, no, but if you want, could you pick up some drinks? I was like, hell yeah, I can do that. So I start heading down. I get about halfway, and he's like, did you bring your computer? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? No, I didn't.
That whole thing started because Tyler and I got more than halfway down here.
So we live in Salt Lake, and we got to American Fork, which is just right next to Orem, basically, which is where Stefan lives. And Candace looks at me and she's like,
were we supposed to bring the computer?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, we were supposed to bring my computer.
So we get here, and then he's just like, well, I'm going to see if Ethan brought his computer, because he might have brought it, and then we'll be fine. And he's like, nope, he did not bring the computer. Tyler, go get your computer.
And the worst part was, like, he messages me, and he's like, okay, you're good. He's going to go turn around and get his computer. So I was like, okay. I get there, and they're like, yeah, we don't have the fourth person, so if you'd like to get your computer, you're all good. It's like an hour after I'm already here.
Look, that was before that we knew that we were gonna go with the kind of ship that we were.
Yeah,
all right?
I mean, the plan was 3-ship.
It was partway through, so
Three ship is that like a threesome?
3-ship.
Boo.
Yeah, no, that was bad. That was bad.
No laughs. You get nothing.
I'm gonna go cry now.
Good.
We started out Sea of Thieves the first time, just like, okay, we're gonna give Candace and Tyler a quick refresher because it's been a while since you guys played.
Let us pick it up and learn how to play again.
Us relearning how to play was, I think, insanely entertaining. I regret us not doing it.
There were a couple times where I just like turned to Stefan and I was like, why aren't we recording this?
It was interesting because I mean I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's something that we did in the like practice run that we didn't even do in the real video that that's gonna be coming out. That now I'm like, well, crap. Now I guess we have to go and do that all that
Now
over
we need to go
again.
find.
This is the thing they need to learn, just like all of the film industry does. Always roll the cameras all the time.
Look, I normally I tell Brandon all the time, like, always be recording. That is the mantra for video. Always be recording. This one, I was specifically going like, I don't need this one recorded because this is just gonna be them trying to learn to get back in the game because there's a whole bunch of new features that were theirs since the last time they played. And magic happened.
Boy, were you mistaken.
It's true. We made so many friends in the game, and then they
Oh
all got to
Well, I mean, okay, so I we can spoil that one because there is no recorded video of it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So, it's like we're sitting there playing playing a normal mission, and all of a sudden I finally discussed with Tyler how to catch a chicken.
Yeah. And then I find a chicken crate.
Yes.
Like immediately afterwards. And I'm like, I'm going to go catch a chicken. And I caught a chicken.
Yeah, you caught a chicken.
I caught a chicken.
And I was like, okay, brought it back over to the ship. Then we went and we were doing one of the skull missions, so we start going.
Yeah.
And then
I decided his name was Cluckwit.
Yes. Cluckwit. Okay.
Oh.
From there, we're doing the skull mission. And that was about 15 minutes into Tyler's drinking.
And Tyler decided to make friends with the skulls. And he kept trying to buddy them up with Cluckwit.
No, Cluckwit, me, and the skulls were great friends.
You leave my chicken alone.
the skulls spoke to me in whispers.
That's not a good thing. You should probably get that checked.
And then-
there's a witch doctor on the island you can go
And
see.
then we caught a
Oh,
snake.
the witch doctor was part of the friendship.
No, then we caught a snake, and I named him Hisswit. And Tyler tried to sell Hisswit, and he bit him.
Yes! Oh my god! Like, we got a friend, another skull for Hisswit. And then we landed on another island, and we're like, well, I'm just gonna go sell Hisswit. So I picked him up, and he bit me through the cage, and he killed me.
No,
That's too great.
the worst and best part about it is that Tyler just started talking to Cluckwit, holding one of the skulls and having this full-on conversation. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, we're not recording. Why are you doing this?
And I was like, you stay the fuck away from my chicken. This is my chicken. You leave him away, or you leave him alone. You stay out of this.
Mind you, I'm still about 5 drinks in.
It was like, it kept on getting worse and worse and worse. To the point, like, you started playing music for them.
Well, we were playing music for the snake because it calmed it down.
Then I decided to be the bard, and I'd follow you around playing music.
All the freaking time, like at one point during that same gameplay, there's now a ghost ship that'll follow you around at one point. I don't know what the heck. Like, normally it's off in the distance, or like it'll come close to go and attack you. We're over on this island. We're trying to go and find all this type of stuff, and I look over at the side, and normally, like, at one point, the ghost ship was like sitting right by our ship and whatnot, just waiting for us to start raising up anchor. So, like, we get away from that one. The next time we see it, it's coming head first at the island, like a drunken sailor, just like, I'm gonna do this, man.
Oh, not just that. It beached itself.
It beached itself.
It got all the way up on one of the islands that we stopped at.
And like, it wasn't even still even touching the water. It had gone completely onto the sand, onto a bunch of like whale skeletons and whatnot. And we're just sitting there like, how drunk are they?
More drunk than Tyler.
How do you think it got sunk in the first
Oh,
place?
it was bad. It was bad. And that's when all of a sudden he starts following me around, playing the doggone music, while I'm sitting there looking for skulls to kill.
Yeah, and I'm screaming at him that I need him to bring the music to me because I'm carrying a freaking cobra that needs the music to chill out. And Tyler's just like, yeah, I'm following you. I got you behind the music. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then the snake, like, turns its head and hisses at me. And I'm like, no.
Drop.
It was...
Fuck that shit.
So every now and again, I had to pull up my instrument, chill the snake out, pick it up, run. Every time I got irritated, I'm like, okay, you're going back on the ground. Music, pick it up, run.
It was a complete ordeal.
It was worth it, though. Hisswit was a very good companion who killed Tyler in the end.
Son of a bitch.
This is what you
He
get.
totally killed me.
Tyler's like, I didn't know you could bite me. I'm like, why the fuck do you think I needed you to play the music?
He bit me through the cage. I was thinking, he's in a
His head
cage.
sticks out of the cage.
Okay, here's my question though. Why would you put a snake in a cage that it can slip through?
It's a snake
Why does the
basket.
snake not get out?
It's a snake basket. It
He
just,
likes it in there.
It chills, and look, we even had him over on the front of the ship.
Yeah, we had
and
him-
whatnot, and he chilled over there, over by the hateful skull.
With the skull, yeah. You know, as pirates are wont to do.
So,
The chicken was definitely the best member of our crew. I'm just saying.
Pirates are hateful. They drink shanties, or they drink.
They drink music all the time.
Pirates drink shanties.
They sing
play
shanties
They
and they drink
sing-
rum. That's what they do.
They sing
That's what I
alcohol.
do apparently too.
Oh my god.
Remember
so,
Tyler's soundboard?
Soundboard. See, this is why it was like, why are we not recording
He
during
came
this?
into the room and he's like, you guys, you know that thing where people like mumble when they're drunk? And we're like, no, we've never heard of that.
No, no, I came in and I was like, guys, you know how when drunk people slur their words? I think I finally get it. Because my lips are numb. I can't feel a damn thing.
Tyler's like, I didn't know drunk people did that till now.
You were an absolute joy.
No. I knew drunk people did it, but I didn't really fully realize why they did it.
Oh man, like I said, it's. I'm so glad that today happened, because going from that to speedrunners, which was ultimately some of my favorite times.
Which was just Stefan knows how to play this game and nobody else does the game.
I feel like that was personally rigged for Stefan because like I was way too drunk to be playing this game, and Stefan's just like schooling us at every round.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what speedrunners is, and Stefan's like, you'll pick it up pretty quickly, and nope. No, we did not.
Didn't he also give you guys the bad controllers too?
No,
Probably.
he gave me the good controller.
No, I finally went and gave them good controllers and whatnot. But no, like some of the like worst parts about it is there's one part that you guys will see over in the video where normally it's supposed to be like you can't, like if you get left behind the screen and whatnot, you'll lose. There's a point where all of a sudden, I think it was Tyler, he starts getting too ahead.
No, that was me.
Too ahead, and the game just goes like, she loses, he loses.
It's true.
I was just sitting there like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what just went on, but the game likes me.
Apparently.
It's like your player one. I guess we'll give you the center of attention to win.
I honestly think it's because I found a way to make a black character that they went, hey, reparations, here you go.
So Brandon has said the first episode of Sea of Thieves is out on Tuesday.
Yeah, so this
Is
coming
out Tuesday of SOT.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yep. So this next Tuesday will be the first episode of Sea of Thieves. What we recorded today was actually episode 3. Mm-hmm. So that was how many fingers?
3.
So yeah, it's like the first episode. There's some pretty good moments. It's a little bit slow to go and pick up. Second episode, I cannot wait for the second episode. I really can't. Yeah.
I love how I'm in the third episode, but I have yet to see the first or second episode.
That's how we
and
came
know
up with our
nothing
names.
about it.
Yeah, that's how we came up with our pirate names.
Yeah, you will see how like you go through 2 names. He goes through like 3 or 4 before we actually.
Tyler still has 3 or 4 names.
You now have like this entire backstory to you.
Yeah.
Didn't you also give him another name this time around?
Yeah.
Yes. Episode 3, he got his next name.
I keep on doing it. I will not stop. The more he does things, the more I'm going to give him names.
Well,
You start writing down lists so you don't forget what they are.
I hope in future episodes we could catch more animals and just keep adding names like Oinkwit and...
We're just going to have a farm on the ship.
We are going to have a farm on the ship.
It's going to be... At one point, we're just going to come onto the ship and everything's just going to be... We're just going to hear a series of oinks, clucks, and hisses. And it's like, where do we go?
See, we just need to do the ultimate task and catch the Kraken and keep that on our ship.
You know what?
I would name it Squidward.
No, wait. So in one of my previous Dungeons and Dragons camp adventures, we came across an Abeloth. And so I had an item that summoned a giant octopus. And then one of my teammates had a spell that would make the giant octopus even bigger.
A giant octopus.
Yes, a giant octopus. And that was on the bow of the ship, which almost sunk us. And then the Abeloth that we were fighting, basically slammed down on the giant octopus and sent us all flying. So I can tell you from personal experience, doing that is not a fun thing.
What was your octopi name?
It was Billiana.
Billiana.
Billiana the octopus.
Yes, not
Okay.
not William, not Billiam. It was Billiana.
Billiam.
Billy.
I
Yes.
have never heard of that name in my life.
Well, you know.
Okay, Brandon, you have no idea.
Just
You have
wait
no idea.
for the episode.
You're gonna be the first one to find out about it.
All I'm gonna say is someone gets sucked.
And he screamed
On
the entire
that
time.
note, I am out.
Because you didn't get sucked?
Exactly.
It's the thing. It's the thing.
You'll understand later.
You'll understand. So, and
Land-
remember to sink.
We remembered to say.
Landho isn't doing her job of sucking.
Well, I think she's doing too good of a job of sucking.
Wow! Rude. I was the one keeping the ship from sinking the whole first half of the
Hey,
episode.
it's not my fault. I had to carry something on the side of the boat.
Yeah, no, it was Tyler's fault for crashing into the rocks.
Okay, what time? Because there was many times that he
Every
crashed.
time.
I only drove the ship like 2 times.
Okay. Oh no. The thing is, he drove the ship 2 times.
Both
but he
times
pulled up
crashed
the
into
anchor
rocks.
multiple times without telling us.
I was gonna commit mutiny and take over the ship, but you guys got back to it before I could get away.
Yeah, pulling up an anchor on a 4-man ship takes a while. You gotta start that way, really.
Like I said, I cannot freaking wait for this video to come out so much. So doggone much. So yeah, like I said, we definitely had quite a great time going and playing the games today. I just want to go back and play more like that. Like I said, that's why we're late tonight.
Yeah.
We literally finished the game just like, we're ending now, we're stopping now.
We
It's
need
like-
to stop. We need to go actually record the podcast.
We would have finished sooner, except we were in game.
The most ultimate technical difficulties when it was basically, I don't know whether we want to say it was a higher being or the universe.
Or
Or a microwave.
Okay, so wait,
Microwave.
I was gonna say that.
wait, hold on a sec. By higher being, I hope you mean your wife. Because she came out to the living room where we were playing, and she was like, yeah, I turned on the microwave, which might have overloaded the circuits.
Yeah. So we were like literally getting ready to set sail.
We had actually set sail.
Yeah, no.
We were outside of the port by maybe like 100 feet, because remember, you weren't on the ship.
I was on the ship.
What it was is we had, like, this is where we were, and this is where the island was. We were right about here, coming
right.
up to the island, after we had made a U-turn to find where we were.
Right?
Yeah, I was on the ship.
Yeah, it's like there's that, and then it's like we're sitting there going, and then literally everything just, and it's just like all the power shut off, all the computers shut off, and we're just like, ah!
Son of a bitch.
So yeah, it was, like I said, a higher power, namely my wife trying to go and warm up pizza over the microwave, that shut it all down.
So for all you new people, I'm Ethan Hunt, by the way. Also apparently with many other names, but
Dun 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 dun.
secretly Tom Cruise. Just let me pull off my face right
I can believe it.
I'm like,
Uh, isn't
I don't know.
isn't
can't.
isn't Face Off Nicolas Cage? You pull off your face.
I was talking about in the Mission Impossible movies where he does that though, because he has like a fake face on. But yes, you are right.
Okay.
Tiff, you need to learn to spell.
I was gonna say.
You're not a higher beam.
Higher beam.
The higher beam, yes.
It's like that's like
it's
when
the
you.
beam that holds up your house, but it's higher than
That's
that.
It's
That's-
the
that's like-
420 beam.
That's like when you're driving at night, you have to turn on the high beams.
So my wife is even brighter. She's the ultimate FU of driving.
Yes.
She got spotlights on top of the vehicle.
That's my wife. Oh my god. So outside of that, how it's definitely been a little bit like how's your guys' week been? Because I've got something to go talk about in a bit.
So something interesting actually did happen to me. So apparently there's like this online scavenger hunt happening for anime bonsai or whatever, and they're doing it like kind of like images on their Facebook page. And so there was a painting, like a hand-done painting on the Facebook page as part of like the scavenger hunt or whatever, and I was looking at it and I'm like, I painted that like 10 years ago. That was my painting. And I'm like, how did they get it? Like, I don't even know where I left that. Apparently, I left it in a storage unit that I had rented out like a decade ago. And then because I became unemployed, I was unable to pay for that storage unit, and I didn't get any of my stuff out. So they auctioned it off to people. And one of the people who bought that was the mom of one of the staff members.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my painting from high school is now owned by one of the bonsai staff members because his mom bought my storage unit.
Can you have it back? Do you want it back?
I don't care that much. I just thought it was funny. I'm just going through my Facebook and I just see it. I'm like, that's mine.
You're like, you owe me some money for copyright.
Right.
So my week's been okay. Wednesday was a little harsh because on Wednesdays my coworker doesn't come in. He has the day off, so I basically work by myself. And on that day, I had to do a multitude of things. I had to do swamp coolers. I had to do yard work. And it's all very physical labor. Mm-hmm. It was one of those days that's like, okay, I've been working hard enough that like it makes me not want to work out on the weekends, you know, which I need to do because I need to lose some weight.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wake up during the week and I'm just like, wow, I don't think I can work out. I mean, getting out of bed is hard enough. It really is.
I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, wow, this is life now. This is all there is.
And then you look at this guy and you're like, okay, time to lose this.
So Brandon made a comment here is your art sold?
Yes. I did.
So I feel like as a
I didn't get the money for it.
As a new artist, that's what you need to do. You just need to make a whole bunch of different art.
Stick it in a storage unit.
Not pay for the storage unit, and have them sell it off.
No,
and that's how you get your art out.
What you need to do is you need to buy a storage unit, like a storage unit place.
Uh-huh.
And then just put like one piece of art in each one that's getting sold. Then you're good. Just call it a day. Because then you'll sell your art no matter what.
It's like an art exhibit.
You're like, I don't care what's in there. They're just paying for that art. You're like, and this is what you paid for. Thank you. This is all mine now.
I'm just gonna say yes. This is an idea that I will always happily fund.
It's like the Banksy of storage units.
Oh my God, is that a Chesley? Whoa. That's what I've been treated to this whole year. You're oh my God, you're redneck Banksy.
I mean,
I think you found the title of this episode. Redneck Banksy.
I like to think that I'm not a redneck.
There's no way I'm gonna call you anything else.
Oh, that's so mean, though.
I'm not gonna call you Millennial Banksy because odds are Banksy's a millennial.
He probably is.
Banksy's been around for quite a while, so I don't know about that.
Unless
Banksy's been doing it since he was 12 years old, I don't know about that.
He might have been, actually.
Internationally at 12 years old, I would be impressive. I would just be straight impressed.
Knowing that someone can now be 38 years old and still be considered a millennial now just drives me insane. So you never know.
Okay, I'm just saying I'm just saying like my mom almost fits the millennial status.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just a couple years too old to be a millennial.
Scary.
And here I am at like.
Kaden, I know.
Aw.
Yeah, Caden says, Candace and Tyler, I miss you guys.
Yeah, we know.
I guess you saw it. You were with all of us last week.
Like a week ago.
So.
We didn't even make you eat the Oreos this time, Caden.
Oh God! Who got?
Speaking
who got
of which-
the Oreos. Wait, what?
You found them?
It was
Yeah.
it was Ray who got the Oreos.
Yeah, Ray got the Oreos and I found the remainder of those Oreos over my backpack. They're now stale.
Yeah, they're stale.
I did
Just a
not
little bit.
try to go and eat them at all. I did not want that abuse. So I still got the hot ramen though. It's sitting
Yeah, it's like
there.
right over there.
You guys
They have
enjoy
hot sauce now. I'm gonna buy a bottle of that hot sauce.
that? Enjoy that.
That is
Yeah,
all
they
the-
have the hot sauce that's flavored the same as those the ramen noodles.
I'm just saying that it would be easier to put hot sauce on like crackers and stuff than to make ramen at a con.
Either way,
Yeah,
y'all go to
that's
hell.
true. I don't know if I'd want that as a condiment, unless it was going on to ramen.
Yeah, it's
I always want hot sauce as a condiment.
Actually, I found out about it because somebody mixed it in a mac and cheese recipe, and it sounded really
okay.
tasty.
Hot sauce on mac and cheese is a good thing.
Yeah.
all right. It
Well-
does give you the bubble guts, but it's a good thing.
I disagree. Spicy stuff
I mean,
sucks.
you're allowed to be wrong.
Oh, you're not gonna like.
I'm from a state where potatoes are spicy, so...
So what I'm
he
hearing-
puts 1 grain of salt on his potatoes,
What I'm
and he's
hearing-
going,
It needs to be
"Oh,
Okay,
that
so
is
the
a
thing
little
is-
spicy for me."
So what
to
I'm
be serious,
hearing,
pepper as a kid was spicy. I'm not even joking. Until I came out here, I couldn't touch spicy stuff. Like a fucking McDonald's hot and spicy. Oh, no.
so what I'm
My
hearing
roommate's
is that
working
we
up.
already know your punishment if you join us for Chaos Corner.
Yes. See, I don't like it, but I can take anything. I'll
Okay,
deal with it.
here's the problem: is if we give him that spicy ramen, it will kill him. Like, it will kill him.
Well, to be fair,
He'll sniff it and go.
no, it'll like fume up to
It'll
my
be
eyes
like
and I won't be able to
it'll
see
be like
anymore.
near his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, I've eaten too much of it already."
Just the mouth catches on fire.
I don't know if you understand how hot this is.
It's-
all right,
I've
I do
had-
spicy
okay.
stuff all the time.
Have you ever
This-
heard of the bomb before?
Yes.
Okay, I've had the bomb before.
Okay.
And I almost died. So
You may die.
If it's comparable, then yeah, I'm done.
You may die.
You're gonna
I like
die.
that.
You're gonna die. Okay,
Well, I mean-
so legitimately speaking of hot sauce, I have to say this. Out in I think Sweden or Norway, they bred a hot pepper that is so hot that
How hot is it?
doctors have advised that people not eat it because they might die.
Are you talking about the California Reaper?
No, the California Reaper.
That's
That one-
hot.
Same
that
as
one-
the
that
California
one-
Reaper
that one is
advised the same
edible.
thing. Well, no, the California
The
Reaper
one
is the same
they
thing.
have dubbed this pepper, I think, Dragon's Breath.
Yeah.
So yeah, the doctors have advised don't eat it because you might die.
That's fair.
I think you showed me the article about that actually.
Probably.
Any spicy will kill me. Just gonna let you know that now. Don't do it.
Man, this
Spicy
Some
be
of
deadly.
spike some of my stuff with spicy. I'm done.
He's like, "Man, this steamed carrot is a little spicy."
Wow, this rice. Ooh. My mouth is on fire.
They done got all gangsta on my rice. Oh.
Is that a picture of a pepper? Ooh, get that away from me.
There's some cinnamon on it.
Okay, cinnamon, I'll do all day.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You put a little paprika on there. He's done for.
Can we stop making fun of me now? I feel bullied. God.
That's right.
That's what you get.
Teacher!
That's
Teacher!
what. That is what you get for being the whitest person on the podcast.
Well.
No,
No,
you're whiter
you were
than
by
me.
far.
I don't know about that. Okay.
You were by far the whitest
Hey,
person.
she's got freckles to hide it.
It's also red.
It's also pink.
Okay, to be fair, we are nocturnal creatures, so I don't get sunlight very often. Okay. We're going.
Yeah, no, I also get tan on my shoulders really bad during the summer.
Yeah.
So
I'm just waiting for it to actually be, not raining or cold so I can go outside to tan.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
no.
the weather has been
Yeah,
terrible.
no, you and I
like,
both established we are both Irish people who do not burn.
I know, it's so weird,
We
right?
just tan.
I didn't even think that was a thing until, like, my sister was burning up. My mom and dad were all, like, on fire. Like, they were just red skin. I was like, okay.
I mean,
See,
I burned
it's-
when I was younger, but I don't burn now.
see, that's the worst part about me is because like I'm part Irish and part Mexican. Is like I burn, but then I tan.
Yeah. Tyler takes the 3/4 Mexican thing literally.
Quite literally.
Or
Like
quarter.
I raise my shirt and I am like super white.
Tyler, we're gonna get demonetized.
They're not paying for those nudes. They can't see that.
But like my arms are super dark, as you can probably tell.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watching the video.
I actually, my Facebook memories pulled up a memory where we were sitting at the train station, and you had your legs crossed and your arms sitting on your legs, and I took a photo of it. I'm like, his arms and his legs are two completely different humans.
It's so true.
So I'd just like to say, since the day I've started driving, my arms have been completely different colors.
Mm-hmm.
My left arm is a lot darker than the other one.
Yeah.
Quit hanging it outside the car.
Oh, I'm too busy. I'm just like, yeah, this is a great
See-
weather. And I was like,
See, you need to
Ew.
stop sticking
That's
your
actually-
arm out the window.
It's actually a very
I want to
real
fly though. So I can on the other side.
It's actually a very real thing, though. A lot of truck drivers actually get
Oh,
serious
yeah.
cases of melanoma because of how often they're in the vehicle and the sun only hits, like, their one side.
Yep.
Like, there's photos of, like, truck drivers where, like, the skin on their face on, like, one side is very
Mhm.
droopy
Oh,
and
yeah.
damaged, and the other side is perfectly healthy. It's crazy.
This now
Yeah.
explains so many people over at work.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. No, like my entire family's full of truckers and stuff like that on my mom's side, and it's just literally that same thing. Like this half of their body is just completely darker than the other side.
Yeah.
Or it's just like burned all hell.
So they...
It's kind of like when you go to the beach and fall asleep.
Yeah.
So,
there's just
so,
one
so
side.
your front half is like all sunburned, and then you flip over and your back is completely white.
See, like every trucker ever is just Two-Face. That's all they are.
These are all problems I don't think I've experienced yet.
Stefan's like, what is sunlight?
I know what sunlight is, and I've gotten darker before.
I mean,
He is the most tan of us all. Okay, he beats us all.
I mean, half the time I'm like, well, what is sunlight? But that's because I'm a hermit.
Yeah.
Crap,
We're night crew.
I'll be back.
And it can actually be fully in camera for once.
You shut your face.
No, Stefan has been fully in camera for once. Like, normally he's in where you're at.
Right.
So he's halfway off the camera, and like we don't catch him half the time.
It's true.
Now that he's gone, what are we going to talk about him?
Now we're going to take over. This is the real mutiny.
I thought we were saving that for Sea of Thieves.
I mean, we could do both.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
That's fair.
Well, we did establish this was going to be the Kawaii Cast takeover.
That is true.
Yeah, and I got my mug, which
You-
has the podcast on it.
You got your mug. I have my mug.
Your mug can't be sold, though. My
but
mug
it's-
can be sold.
it's
You guys
true.
can buy this mug.
I have a
You-
drink.
You can. So
You can buy that, too. But buy this one instead, because we get money for if you
So
For a
to
low
price of I have no idea how much. You can get it on a website I don't know the name
I
of.
don't know how much it is.
so to buy the Podcat mug, you will want to go to cracked-brain.myshopify.com
And throw your money at the screen.
and throw your money at the screen. It's what worked for Candace.
It worked. That's how I got this mug. And
It's
the
just a
cat,
Futurama picture of take my money.
the cat
Pretty
keeps
much.
trying to steal this mug.
So-
Anytime I have it out, he thinks there's milk in it.
So speaking of that take my money, you know the anime meme where there's always like the wad of cash.
Oh yeah.
You've seen that. I actually learned the other day that's from K-On! Because I've been watching K-On! Recently.
Yep.
And admittedly, I'm kind of like the girl in that because I just want to be slapped by a giant wad of cash. just like slap.
That's fair.
I mean, who doesn't want to be slapped by a giant wad of cash?
Yeah, honestly, like, I'd love to get slapped by it and grab it midair as it's coming by and steal it myself, because...
Who's Atafen?
Etafen? Who's...
Yeah.
What?
Brandon said bye, Atafen. Who's Atafen?
Oh, Atafen. I think he meant Stefan.
No, he meant Otofen. Who's
How do we get that mug, Candace? Gee, I wonder. I wonder, Brandon. How do we get that
Brandon,
mug?
go buy the mug. Just because you're asking stupid questions, go out, buy it right now.
Spend your money. I'm out of water.
Oh, that sounds like a personal problem.
That is a personal problem. It's
You had 2 cups of water. How did you drink it all?
I am trying to sober up,
It's
okay?
That's fair.
I'm
trying to drink more.
I have had a lot to drink this afternoon.
Yeah, Tyler, we got a nice picture of your belly earlier.
Yes, you did. So Stefan still isn't back.
No, we were expecting him to come through the door in that moment.
Let's just wait a moment.
Everybody stared.
Did you just bang your head against the wall?
Share. Which
Okay.
is probably worse.
Okay, have you guys ever seen the Full Metal Alchemist bloopers before?
I have not.
The
So,
bloopers? Which bloopers?
It's a blooper video that they put up.
Was it from the original?
I might
Full
have.
Okay,
Alchemist,
so
or-
if you haven't seen it, I'll have to show you guys. It's both Brotherhood and the regular one.
Oh, okay.
There's a great moment in the original show, or I think it was in Brotherhood. Yeah, where, why am I forgetting his name? Armstrong. He just like they're all talking about something, and they all just stare at the door in the show. And in one of the bloopers, he's like, "All right, now let's all look at the door." And they all just turn to the door and stare at it. And it's just hilarious because it's just an open door with nothing there, and they're like.
This technique has been passed down through the Armstrong family name. Now let's stare at the door.
Brandon, I know you don't have the mug. Go buy the mug. Even if you have the mug, buy another one because you're asking stupid questions. I already told you.
That is the penalty for asking stupid questions.
You have to buy my podcast mug and the magnet.
How does she know? She just knows.
I do.
Don't question it.
It's true.
We don't make the rules. We just enforce them.
I don't make the rules. I just change them to my convenience whenever possible.
Yeah, I'm a guest. I'm just here. Now I'm no longer here.
And my child is screaming. for
Yeah, I'm
me.
like, somebody
Oh.
I
wants
couldn't tell if that
dad.
was screaming or just yeah.
No, that is.
Yeah, that was the
That is.
baby.
I am very tired.
Hey, we sold a mug while you were gone.
Wait, what?
Brandon has
We-
to buy a mug now because he's
Brandon
asking
has,
stupid questions.
Brandon has to buy a Kawaii Cast mug. So mote it be.
There you go. It's down below because I fixed all those doggone links, all of them, and then actually put some content on those pages.
Wait, are they down below? Check down below.
Yeah. So
Tyler doesn't know how to point
He's not very
down.
good at pointing. It's his first time.
Yeah, so like if you guys have had problems going and using our Shopify store, I have done as much as I can to make that as easy as possible. So there's now, the biggest thing that I'll say is that in the popular products selection, that will only show you the ones that people are consistently buying.
It's
All
stickers.
stickers.
They're cheap and they like them.
So many stickers. Whatnot. I think the stickers might have timed out only because of a category I put them into.
Mm-hmm.
So there might not be as many stickers on that popular products. But yes, like I said, definitely go and check them out. There's, like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of work to update that, as well as adding some new things. Like just this week, we didn't really make too much of an announcement of it, but we now have magnets.
Yes.
So I realized, like, in the chat, you told us, hey, don't say anything about this yet.
And then
But
we
it was after me and Candace had already recorded, and
On
we
our
mentioned
podcast.
on our podcast that, like, we've got magnets now.
magnets now.
So I was like, okay, I've already set this to upload onto the website.
Well, and
so
then I had already bought a magnet by
I'm
that
not gonna
point,
edit this.
Yeah, I as soon as I heard that, I was like, whatever, cat's out of the bag, And it wasn't necessarily that I was trying to hide it.
The
It was-
podcast's out of the bag.
Yeah.
That was good. Credit.
I hate you. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to try to go and get in a couple of the samples before they went live, but oh well. There is something else that even the team, like you guys, don't really know that I made. Well, like you guys know.
Yeah.
Because Tiff told you earlier, but
yeah,
I made a thing, and I'm gonna get a sample of it, and we'll see how well it does. So, outside of that, like if there are things that you guys want, definitely go and let us know. We are working on additional designs. Yes.
I didn't say anything.
Wasn't looking at you.
no, I know what you're talking about.
So,
But yeah, I liked our episode this week too.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode.
It was just me gross crying for an hour.
Right. Speaking of this episode, it was like, because it was very, our topic was something you know more about than I do.
When is that never always the case, Tyler?
I mean, that's fair. Normally it's because...
I give you the opportunity to pick subjects that you know more about than I do, and then you're just like, I don't know.
Normally it's because you just talk more than I do. I don't talk very much. But like this one was specifically because you are so much more into them than I am.
Which I had to laugh at Ray because she did the Fractured Friday, and after messaging us, and we told her like 4 or 5 times, like stage plays, and then she was just like staging. I'm like, those aren't the same thing.
No.
It's I don't know.
But yeah, we have art again for our main cover. Candace has been busy, so she hasn't been able to do that the last few weeks. We have art again, and so now Candace needs to make more new art for various different Shopify products.
Yeah, I was really proud of the art for yesterday's episode, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I Googled so much for that artwork.
The research was plenty.
It's true. I actually do a ton of research for our episodes each week, too. Like, I think Tyler thinks I just go in and just scream, but I spend like weeks building up to it, just like either rewatching the animes that we're about to talk about or just looking up any information that I can.
I just go in and scream.
It's true.
Look who does all the work.
It's true.
Remember when this was Tyler's podcast?
No, I don't.
Not once.
Yeah, he has the email.
I'm more of an idea man myself.
You don't even do the ideas. I'm always just like, Tyler, what should we record next week? And you're like, I don't know.
I'd
Whatever
say he's
you
a
want.
face, but it's a podcast. So.
Tyler is the face of the podcast.
I have a face that was made for podcasting and a voice that was made for silent films.
So yeah, Tyler's just like, I don't know, I'm in charge of it. I'm like, in what way? He's like, I don't know, I do things.
I do the technical aspects.
You upload it onto the website.
I record it and I upload it onto the website.
You export it into an MP3.
That's right. Every once in a while, I'll edit it.
Yeah, I have to come up with ideas that force Tyler to talk.
You've been doing a very good job of that.
Yeah.
A very good job of that.
Sometimes I just kick him.
I've been trying. I don't know.
Silence.
Try. That's the key word here, is try.
We might have done the impossible the last episode, though.
So honestly, part of it is like, I honestly don't care for hearing my own voice when I record. Like when I listen.
You wanted to do a podcast.
When I listen back to it, I'm just like, oh, my voice sounds terrible. That's part of the reason why, I guess subconsciously, I don't talk as much as I should.
I actually force myself to listen to the episodes whenever I get the chance because I want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. So
keep on doing that after 100 episodes. You'll stop.
I definitely don't listen as much as I used to, but that's why I say I have to force myself to do it because, like, it really is just kind of like something you have to practice. Like, you don't think that talking in front of mics is something that you really need to practice a lot of, but you do.
It's hard because, like, even editing, I usually try to take notes of, like, okay, I need to edit out this at this time in the recording. And I'll try to take notes, but every so often,
it's like you forget.
I forget.
You get into the conversation.
So then it's like, okay, I kind of have to, go through the recording and try to look for what I need to edit out, and I have to listen to it. And it's difficult because like, okay, I have to listen to this, and that's why I don't listen to the full episode, because I have to kind of like go through and see what we're doing.
Something I've done in the past that helps is played at like 2 times speed. You'll get through it a lot quicker, and you're able to actually go through and make sure you catch everything.
Yeah.
So my question, catching everything, did we catch Podcat meowing?
That I do not know.
Because he
you
was meowing.
listened to the episode. Did we
I
catch?
don't remember.
Yeah,
I could have sworn. See, I'm also getting yesterday's episode a little bit mixed up with last week, because like last week you guys definitely had Podcat meowing. Like I remember that specifically.
Last week I had no voice during the entire episode.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it was bad. That was pretty much my whole week at work, was just me screaming over people. So by the time we actually got to record, I was like, yeah, this is how we're recording the whole week. And I was like, Tyler, I really need you to talk more. He's like, uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
And then he kept trying to make me scream the entire time.
You did. I knew exactly what you were doing. Halfway through, just like, oh, you're a bastard. Keep going.
That I am.
Yeah, and it makes me sad because like that particular episode, I really wanted to promote that anime a lot more because nobody else is. Like,
It's well, see, and that's the thing. So you know, if you all didn't catch Kawaii Cast, that particular episode, they were talking about Demon Slayer.
yeah.
Which such a good show.
It's such a good show. Thank you.
So speaking of that, there's a certain show that we've been saying that we need to cover
I already told Stefan.
for the longest time,
We keep pushing it back.
and we keep pushing it back, and that show is called Gankutsuo.
That one.
The
Oh,
Count
I
of
forgot.
Monte Cristo.
Yes.
And it's like it's one of these shows that's like it's fairly old, so not a lot of people know about it. Plus, when it came out, not a lot of people knew about it.
Yeah, it was a very
But-
niche show even
But
for its time.
it is very fantastic, and
And we kept talking on the podcast, we're going to do a Gankutsuo episode at
Yes.
some point. We just need
and
to rewatch it.
and so it was one of those things like we need to cover this, and the other day, like the other week, I said, hey, you know how we keep saying that we're gonna do these things, and then some other popular Anituber always does these things before we do, or like the week we record. Well, another popular Anituber did an episode.
He just did a
on
Gankutsuo episode.
Gankutsuo. So it's like, fuck, someone's stealing our shit.
Yeah.
Like, now we have to wait a while
Now we
before
have to
we
wait
do
a
it.
while before we do
Because
Gankutsuo.
otherwise it'll just be like, well, we're riding his coattails.
So what have we learned?
We need to just jump on these things.
Yeah. You have an idea? Go with it. Because odds are, if you do it first, not saying that they'll sit there and recognize you guys and go like, oh, well, they did it, so now I can't. But word might get around.
Yeah. So yeah, but Gankutsuo is good. We'll probably cover it in a few months when that a lot of people forget that video existed.
Yay.
So Tyler and I just need to rewatch Gankutsuo because it's been a while since we've watched it.
It's a fantastic show.
It's hard for us to talk about something unless it's pretty fresh.
That's fair.
I will do my best to actually go and watch that because I
It
remember you guys talking about it a while ago.
it's one of those ones that like we would both highly recommend because it's just so good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because of the art style of it, not a lot of people really got into it at the time. So
Yeah.
It's one of those you kind of have to watch it dubbed unless you speak fluent Japanese because the subtitles are almost impossible to read.
Oh.
So
no, it's still so good though.
yeah.
Like, still definitely a recommend.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I've watched a lot of animes in my life, and I can't do subs. Because if I can't do it because I feel like I'm missing a lot of the show reading. I read fast, but I feel like I read it, and then I reread it, and I reread it till the next one comes up, and I'm like, I missed everything.
That's
See,
fair.
your problem is you're not a chameleon. You can't have one eye pointed up while the other eye is pointed down at the subtitles.
I just watched my favorite anime so many times that I don't need the subtitles anymore.
Yeah,
I just
no,
know what's happening.
That's the same thing. Like, I also feel like there's also a lot of other animes that the dubbed version's just better.
Some are.
You look at Dragon Ball and Goku's voice is so annoying in sub.
It's true.
More annoying than his son.
It's fun. It's fun playing Jump Force with Goku because it's so high pitched.
It's like comparing it to like Full Metal Alchemist. That's a great example as well. Like it's the voice acting in English is so well put together that it just doesn't compare to the subbed.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
There's some that are dubs are better though.
Yeah, the only bit that I will always sit there and and try to go and deal with is that in the translation process, there's little nuances that are left out, and that's one of the reasons why I'll still stick with subs. But it also helps that I still can understand now it's only about like 50% of what's being said and whatnot. So like I'll just sit there with the subtitles on. Half the time I'm not even really reading the subtitles. I'm usually going like, they said this, you guys translated it to that. I mean, I guess, but
there's some things
so
that I pick
much.
up like that too.
So,
I recently heard the dub for Token Rambu, and I'm one of those like I usually don't mind dubs, but I was listening just to a few clips and I got to the point where I'm like, what did you guys do to my baby boy? Please stop! Why does he have smoker voice? What are you doing?
You're killing. I'm killing my boy.
He doesn't even say Kane-san. He says Kane. It drives me crazy. He's like Kane, and I'm like, it's Kane-san.
There's
Stop
a couple of animes that I've seen. I honestly cannot think of any of them right now, but I know there's a couple I've seen that they have a majority of the same actors that are doing the subbed or doing the Japanese version also do the English version. And it's amazing because like they know how to translate it perfectly, and you have that same voice, so it's just like it's so nice hearing it the same way again.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if you can go and do it, trust me, it's something where I love when some of the voice actors. I knew it. I forget.
Seijun.
How did you?
Nissan!
Have you been lurking this entire time?
We did get another person, so.
With our powers combined, we can summon Seijun.
I say Token Rambu and Seijun shows up. It's amazing.
I don't know who you are, but hello.
It was. I saw that, and I saw Grace off the show. I'm like, and hey! So,
Yes, we have
very eerie.
we have a Token Rambu photo shoot for next month, which I'm super excited about. We're gonna be cosplaying brothers.
So I almost feel like me and you brought a lot of the hype to Utah for Token Ranbu because like we cosplay Kane-san and Kunihiro, and like there's a lot of people that are kind of in the fandom that don't really do the cosplay, but they've seen us do the cosplay and they're like, oh my god, there's more people in this fandom.
Yeah, no, Bonsai was crazy because we walked around Bonsai and like I think half the people we talked to that wanted our photos was like, well, I'm doing this sword boy next year and that sword boy next year. We're like, why aren't you doing it now?
Right?
We might not be doing this next year.
No. Yes, you will. Just judging from, all the attention that you guys got over at Level Up.
Well,
yes, you will.
No, see, that's weird. We got more attention as Ren and Nora at Level
That's
Up
true.
than we did as Kane-san and Kunihiro.
Yeah, most of the people at Level Up that came up to us as Kane-san and Kunihiro were just kind of like, I don't know what you are, but you're great, and here's a photo. And we're just like... like, there were people just like, oh, wow, that's cool. We don't know what it is. And people in Utah were like stopping us. They were just like, "Oh my god, it's samurai! We gotta stop and take a picture of the samurai." This guy got out of his truck, chased Tyler down, and he's just like, "My man, we're taking photos."
Here, okay, I got you.
Totally willing.
Oh, okay. I don't have abs either. You can still be a good sword boy if you don't have abs. Just be sword boy with me.
Where was the abs?
She's over here.
So yeah,
khaki.
cocky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cosplay with it. We want to do a water gun photo shoot.
So
this summer too.
have you seen this? I definitely don't have abs for this.
Yeah, he wears like 5 kimonos though with his outfit, so you can't tell.
Yeah, see, and foam abs work. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a bodysuit that just had abs painted on, and I posted a photo of it on Instagram, and I got invited to FitCon.
Okay, but honestly, like, I don't think anyone here is like, oh, you need to have the body type for a cosplay. Like, no, like, doesn't matter your body type. Just cosplay what
That's
you
the
want.
thing, like, it's just about the enjoyment anyway. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Seiji is the one I was telling you about that's wanted me to convince you to be one of our Shinsengumi boys.
Yes, do it.
I'll do it. I just have got like crap time.
Okay, but like
And I can't sew.
for the Shinsengumi, like isn't there a ramen place in Cali
Yes.
that we need to
That
go
we're
to?
going to.
Yeah, we're going
we
to.
need to do that.
I've told you many times. Okay, so the Shinsengumi, fantastic ramen, you know, if you can go out over to Southern California, and they've got multiple different places. The one that I want to go and take you guys to, it's over in Fountain Valley. It's Shinsengumi Hakata Ramen. Okay, fantastic ramen. Like you will lose your mind with it. But it's a little bit more along the lines of if you were to go to Osaka now and go to like a ramenya, that's what it would be like. So it's still modern. So that's why I was like, you guys can dress up as it. I'm guaranteeing you right now, people are going to look at you like, why are the white people doing this thing?
So, if you
Okay,
guys...
so Seiji mentioned that she wants to be Todoroki. Tyler wants to be Todoroki.
Oh my god.
Too. Or Tombakiri, sorry.
Tombokiri, yes.
Tombokiri, yeah.
Tombokiri. I love Tombokiri. Like, honestly, before the show came out, Crunchyroll really hyped up. Like, they released a bunch of videos and, like, GIFs of Kanesada doing really cool shit. And I was like, oh my god, that's my aesthetic. I love that. Like, a pretty boy doing really badass shit. I want to do this. I want to cosplay this guy. And then it's like the show came out, and I saw Tombokiri, and I was like, oh my god, he's a spear. He's even more of my aesthetic than Kanesada. I want to do him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've already kind of committed to cosplaying Kanesada.
And here was my
So
commitment.
it was rough. It was like, I want to do both of these.
This
But
became
I've
a final
already
decision.
committed.
Tyler got me into Token Rambu, and then I saw Kunihiro, and Tyler was like, oh yeah, him and Kanesada are a set. And I was like, oh, so they're like brothers. And then we decided, like, well, let's cosplay them. It'll be the first time we don't do a shippy cosplay.
Brothers.
Yeah, so we're watching Kazugeki, I'm like, wow, they're like brothers. And then we get later in the series, I'm like, oh, they're not like brothers. And then I watch Hanamaru, I'm like, oh, they're married.
Yeah, basically. So it's like, apparently, even when we're trying to choose these cosplays that are like a pair that aren't coupled together, we still get these coupled together cosplays.
And then Tyler had to go the next step at Bonsai. We met this girl who was like really fascinated about her cosplays, and we're talking to her, and Tyler grabs me, he's like, let me introduce you to my wife. And I'm like, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it.
Oh, I'm terrible.
No, you're not. You're fantastic. And I never want you to change.
So yeah, Tyler's always bitching about how we're always shipped together. Then he introduces me as his wife. So, I mean...
I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
You are.
It's going to be a bit easier this year because we're doing Eraserhead and Miss Joke.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are still people who ship it.
Oh, there's absolutely people who ship it. I ship it.
I haven't watched the newest season, and it makes me so upset. 'Cause I want to see. I've heard such good things about it.
So you don't know who Miss Joke is?
No.
See, that's so hard, because, like, honestly, I want to do these cute coupley cosplays, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I don't really have anyone to do these cute coupley cosplays with. I mean, there's you, but at the same time, it's like, we're such good friends, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't bother
Like,
me at all.
like
'cause
not
I'm
that I
so used to
mind,
it.
you know, but at the same time, it's like, we can't do the, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. You were being all cute, shippy with me during our photo shoot.
Shut up.
I said it doesn't really bother me so much because I'm just like, oh, Tyler's getting down with my ship. Tyler's getting down with my ship. I don't think of it like Tyler's hitting on me. I think of it as like Tyler supporting my bad habits. And
Okay, Mina, since you were just saying that you were just watching me, I was literally dancing to something that I'll be doing over inside their skit.
Yeah,
that
so
he has no idea.
So we're
what
doing
it is.
Eraserhead and Miss Joke.
That is the worst part. I'd have no idea what's gonna happen.
Literally,
but at the same time, like there's this thing that I want to happen with our skit at the very end that I want to know. But we can't because
it's
like,
okay.
like
you can sit there and ask what your scenario would be, like what you would want to happen. It's just up to us to basically go like
so basically it's like I have no idea what you guys are planning.
Our plan is for Tyler to go on stage as Eraserhead, stand in the middle of the stage, and just let everything around him happen.
So with that, what I want to happen is like me record one line with Stefan of just me cracking a joke as Eraserhead at the very end and just walking off stage. But I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Might be able to make it work.
We might be able to make it work.
Like if I know nothing else about the entire skit, that's fine, but I just want at the very end me to crack a joke and Candace as Miss Joke being like,
to lose it.
wait, what?
The only way that would work necessarily, and I won't give you the context of what we're doing, but just what you should basically do is do the joke and immediately, like, have a mic in your hand, just drop the mic and walk off.
Don't drop mics.
I'll give you one of our cruddy microphones.
Prop mic.
So it's one of those where it's like, it's not a bonsai microphone. It's one that I really could care less about being dropped, and it wouldn't be hooked up to anything because we'd pre-record all the sound and whatnot. But yeah, just sit there, you do your joke, and don't even wait for our reaction. Just sit there like, blah, joke, and just walk off while we're both going like,
we worked so hard on this.
What? Yeah,
So yeah, that's what I want. But
say,
again, like you two totally have to be like for it. So
yeah, I need to make Stefan a little hat to wear for it. Yeah. Because I figure if you're gonna wear anything that's a costume, I do want to follow the rules and have it be something that was made by one of us. And since I know what the context is.
Yeah, that's right. It does.
Yeah, because you're technically going to be a stage ninja, but you're also performing. Yeah. So I need to talk to...
I'm a performing black ninja.
Yeah. So you are going to have a costume accessory on.
You mean Afro Ninja?
Respect.
I thought it was Afro Samurai.
Slytherins, I really hope that you get to watch us, because I don't want you to yeet yourself into the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make sure you get to see it, Mina. We will.
Say, June, I also want to see your cheer lights. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
We just literally, our podcast yesterday, we did a whole podcast about anime stage plays, and it kept going on to Token Rambu like every 30 seconds because like Token Rambu just, it's consistent. They have stage plays all year round, where the rest of them usually only do it once every couple years. So,
before we end the stream, because we're definitely kind of coming over on the time, I definitely wanted to say thank you for you guys for being over in the audience, but a huge thank you out to our Patreon subscribers. Again, you guys really help make this entire thing happen. I really should have the entire list up right now, and I really don't feel like typing it, so I will add this in post for the audio version. You YouTube people, I love you dearly, so I'm going to try to stay on task.
We love you YouTube people, so you're gonna have to suffer.
Wait a second. You have a Mineta wig? Ooh.
It's not quite the accessory we need.
Oh God.
Oh, but I might want it.
You might want it, but it's not the accessory we need.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to see me jumping all up and down bonsai with it? I'm a black Mineta. Oh my God. Oh my God. I will go get a diaper. I will go grab a cape. I will run all around the doggone convention center. Be like, here are my balls, 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 here are my boobies, here are my balls, here are my balls.
Sticky balls.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there though, like, you shouldn't throw your balls into the other people's faces. I think there's laws against that.
You're right. You're right. And I'm very, very easily found in Utah. So,
I know.
You mean one of
okay.
the 3 black guys?
Hey, he has a mask. You're good.
I don't think it's gonna be
It only shows right here, okay? Put on an accent, slouch a little bit, you'll be good. They won't know your height. Yeah, you'll be good.
Okay. See? Minetta is a good boy. He's a good boy.
Seijun cosplayed Minetta.
What?
Yeah.
My ears.
I
haven't seen these.
think there might be a little
I
bit
think
of
Seijun needs to go on the
bias there.
cosplay podcast.
Oh, snap.
Seijun, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let people give them a squeeze. Oh my god. I love you all so much.
Look at the people that show up for us.
Oh, people. Oh, this is gonna happen. soon.
Candace and I bring out the worst and
It's
best
true.
of people.
Yes. Yes.
And this is the best reason to come to the YouTube stream, so we can talk to you guys like this.
See now I just seriously want to go around Bonza just going like, squeeze my balls. Squeeze my balls. Oh, this is bad. This is super bad. Oh my god, we're doing a squad. This is gonna be great. You don't need to get me in on this squad though. I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be really bad because I will do this 100% with absolutely no shirt and just sit there like,
no shirt, just the diaper and the wig.
just the diaper, the wig, and a cape.
And MHA now stands for Minetta Hero Academia.
Last one. Oh, damn it.
Spray me! Just gonna sit there slow motion, just. Oh.
You just gotta say,
Spray
spray
my
me.
balls.
Spray me, mommy.
Minetta out there handing spray bottles to girls and just being like, moisturize me.
Have a couple of them with some baby oil. What
What did I walk into over here?
Seijun, why you start this?
Oh, if you think I'm not doing this.
It was Seijun and Kaki. We're holding you guys accountable.
I'll bring holy water.
I am a legal priest. I can make the holy water for us. Good.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
That is so cool.
And I have 2 ordinations. One's in the Christian religion. One is in the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I
So
have my certification.
so just out of
Church of
curiosity,
the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
how
Amen.
Thank you.
so out of curiosity,
I
how
gotta go to a Flying Spaghetti Monster wedding.
that was great.
I've always wanted
But-
to be. I want to
but
be a
like-
priest of one.
How do you make holy water? Because if it's anything like Dungeons and Dragons,
So
paladins pee holy water. So
that's not how it works. So there's technically 2 ways you can make holy water. So you can make holy salt and use that in the water, and that makes it holy water. Or you use silver.
Do you have?
And
So
you have
wait,
crystal.
salt water is holy water?
No, it has to be holy salt. So it's
it
holy
has
salt
has to
water.
be holy salt. So
You
you
But-
take
the
salt and you
majority-
put holes in it.
So the majority of holy water is made using silver.
I'm just seeing.
so you just drop like a silver cross in the water and
So
just be like,
usually-
spectacle, testicle, wallet, and watch. I bless this water.
In all my years of people saying some crazy shit, I have never heard that before.
Austin Power.
I've seen all the Austin Powers. When did you say that? Why have I not seen that? I fall asleep during it or something? Because that is amazing.
She's not interested in shagging. Oh God.
Dude,
I love this.
I almost Austin Powered one of the trailers the other day. I was like, I wonder if I could turn it all the way around.
Okay, so
Absolutely can.
I did want to say something. You know how you talk about how you don't understand a lot of like modern slang?
Yes.
There's one thing that I don't understand, and that is stan.
Stan.
Like, yeah.
It's
Spectacle.
it's basically like, hey, we love this person.
Okay, but like I heard that it stands for stalker fan.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so
I have never heard of
I
it,
don't understand because I keep seeing it's like stan culture is becoming a thing, and
It's
the first thing that's ever made me feel like I've aged out of the community a bit because like, I don't understand.
Join me.
it's
When
weird.
you start your old man Instagram.
I don't fully understand it as well.
Yeah.
So I understand. I get where you're coming from.
Kids these days.
Kids these days and their stans.
No, you have no idea.
I don't think you have room to talk. I think you're the youngest one here.
That's what I said. I think I'm the youngest one here.
Is this like the reverse of when we give shit to Brandon for being the oldest one here?
Oh.
Yeah, but Brandon
Stand
doesn't.
like the Eminem song.
Brandon doesn't understand like anything with the millennial culture.
Oh, okay, so
Have
it
you
does
guys-
not
yeah.
stand for stalker fan. Okay.
So have you guys ever heard of the song "Stan" before by Eminem?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So
Okay.
Stan is a, I guess you could say, stalker fan. Eminem went on a tour basically and wasn't able to write back to him, and this fan of his kept sending him letters and stuff. And it just keeps getting, it's like, I'm your biggest fan, all this, and the next one's like, I was at one of your concerts, but I tried to call for you and you didn't reply, and then the next one's just like, it gets crazier and crazier, and he ends up killing his girlfriend, who was pregnant at the time, and he kills himself, and then the last little bit is Eminem being like, hey, I'm sorry, I've been on tour, I've been really busy, I finally got back. And yeah, it's that makes a lot of sense with the Stan.
Okay. Yeah, see, and I'd never heard that before. I just heard somebody refer to it as stalker fan, and I was just like, why are people supporting this term?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is it is kind of a soccer fan, so yeah.
Until y'all said something, I didn't even know that word existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I had never heard of that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, so again, old grumpy crotchety Stefan lives again.
You gotta make your old man Instagram.
I really should.
Get off my server!
I was
even
gonna say we still need to make that one Instagram of what was it?
I just remember the old man. It's like get off my internet.
Yeah,
So,
get off my...
my roommate does the best old man thing I have ever seen. For I think it was high school. He cut all of his hair right off the top of his head, so it's just the ring. And he went into school with a cane hunched over, and he's got the greatest old man voice I've ever seen. Glasses and everything's like...
My friend used to do that in high school.
Get off my lawn, you young
Glasses
whippersnappers!
down to her nose rim, and then she would like suck her cheeks in, and she seriously looked like she was 80. It was crazy.
Yeah, I need to see if I can find a picture for you guys. It's hilarious.
See, I don't know how well I can go.
Oh, that
through
was
most
it.
of stuff 'cause-
It was algorithm. We need to make
algorithm.
we need to make a YouTube channel of like Al Gore doing rap songs,
Al
like
Gore,
Al
yeah.
Gore rhythm. That's his rap. That's his rap
Okay,
name.
but legit, that was the
time.
funniest thing you ever said because somebody said the word algorithm and Tyler's like, who's Al Gore rhythm?
Oh dear God, I love this so much. So again, you guys, if you liked the everything that happened over on the podcast, it was something that could actually help us a lot, and I don't really do this that often. Share with your friends and family and whatnot, and then we are going to be pushing a lot more using our YouTube channel. So very soon we'll be making a post, which is kind of like our road to 1,000 subs, because that will help us a lot. Another thing that helps
How
us.
far away are we from 1,000?
700.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're a fair bit away.
So
like
almost 1/3 of the way.
yeah, so like what has been great is that a lot of you have been coming. Like everyone that subs has been coming on to the podcast or watching the videos, and that helps us out big. So again, you know, it's another way to help support us in a very influential way.
341.
That you know helps in a way that doesn't cost you guys anything. Like, of course, we'd love you guys to go and buy stuff like, you know, like the mugs and the shirts.
It
and
has a
things like
cat
that.
on it.
That has a cat. It has the pod cat. Go buy a fridge magnet. You know you want one. But yeah, definitely go and help us by subscribing, watching the videos, and you know, and liking them, doing this little thing over here and whatnot.
Looks
So
kinda like
yes.
that. Yeah.
Closing statements and is there anything that y'all wanted to say right before we end this thing? Because I'm not going to get into.
I'm so happy some of my Instagram friends came to say hi. Hi!
Right. Yes, the Furby Division podcast will happen.
Yeah.
All right, Furby will be on this podcast soon.
Speaking of Furby, I have something to show you after this.
Oh God,
great.
I am both concerned and excited.
Grace, he's gonna show me something Furby related. Okay.
Is it your dick?
No. Maybe? I
Just-
don't know. You'll find out. You'll find
God,
out.
Candace,
Furbies
just
and
because
have 2 eyes.
just because someone nicknames their dick Furby, it doesn't mean they're talking about their dick whenever they talk about Furbies.
Oh God.
I was reading the chat during that whole rant.
Not even paying attention. Not even paying attention.
Sajin, it's okay. I had enough Furbies as a
Show
kid
me
for
now.
both of us.
There we go. Oh my God. Show it now.
I don't think that's allowed on YouTube.
I know it's not allowed.
Well, Tyler already showed his nipples, so I mean, what? Doesn't get much
No,
worse than
no,
that.
it's okay though because it was a man nipple. It's female nipples we're not allowed to show.
There. So.
Not much of a difference. Big difference in how it matters, though.
Right, there we go. So again, guys, thank you so much for logging on. Be sure to come back next week where we will try to be on time, but also, yeah, we should absolutely possibly be on time. I have no idea.
Yeah, you say they were going to be on time. We were supposed to be on time today.
Yeah, and also knowing what we have planned for next week, we might not be on time.
Oh my God, Furby Deku! That's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also talk about Furby, Bakugo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. Thank you all for joining. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Okay. And this is the point
This is the
where
part where we go on for another like 10 minutes while you try to figure out how to stop it.
No, okay, so I'll stop.
No,
I'll stop
he knows
the
how to
audio
stop
version.
the audio. It just takes him like 10 minutes to actually get around to stopping
Shut
the video.
I could have stopped it right there, but I didn't. So there you go. So now I'm saying goodbye to you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.